I watched a Netflix show called The Chair with Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy. I watched that. It was all right. Um, Inventing Anna with Ruth from Ozark, where she was like a con artist.
Oh,
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Katrina loved that shit.
Yeah, it was good. It had me like when it ended, I was like, oh, it was cool. It was all right, but I was in it while it was going.
Yeah,
It was
that's how
just
she was.
when it came to a close, it was just like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it was cool. But Echoes.
You've got to fix this, Lenny. What have you done?
I finally watched that. That was the one with the twins, Lamar.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about it, but I watched Echoes. I tried the first time and I couldn't get into it, and I was like, let me try it again.
Mhm.
Finally got into it, and you had said something. You were like, you had a prediction, but they didn't clear it up when it ended, so they didn't
Right.
confirm something.
Right. I
So
still got the same prediction. Like I don't. Katrina's been talking to everybody else about it, and they hear my points, but they're still like, "Nah, I still think this."
okay,
Well,
so
well, Josh, are you gonna watch it?
Huh?
Are you gonna? Are you gonna?
No. I obviously not. If I don't know what you're talking about.
watch it.
So she has a split personality.
You think she has a split personality?
That's my prediction. Katrina thinks there's two different women. No, she has a split personality, and I have clues to back it up.
So I thought that until we saw the twin.
Yeah, but look at the interactions when the twin came around.
The inner, like,
And
there
then
were people looking at both of them.
right from her perspective. From her perspective. So it's like if you pay attention to the details, this shit was written. It was written genius.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the perspective, pretty much everybody in that town knew she had a split personality. That's why the officer lady was so sarcastic when she talked to her. When she'd be like, "Oh, you and your sister at the same time," she would say little snarky shit like that. And then when she talks about meeting the black husband, she was like, he was my therapist. That was the clue number one. And then she walks in the room. He's reading Split, the book about two personalities. That was clue number two. In his journal, he's writing about when she's this way and when she's that way. That was another clue. And then her husband, the white husband, goes off on her. And he's like, "You keep leaving us. You're just going to leave us with your sister." The way they wrote it, you would think he's mad because she left her with the twin. When he says leave her with her sister, he's talking about the sister in the wheelchair. But the way they word it, you think that he's talking about the twin. The shit was written genius, but she has a split fucking personality. Everybody in that town knows it.
Yeah, when the husband was writing in the journal, though, he said that when they switch, he can tell because they smell different. Like they have different smells and everything.
Yeah.
If you have a split personality, your smell doesn't change.
Yes, it does. Your whole personality changes. Your clothes change. Your perfume changes. Everything changes about you.
Your pheromones do not change. The pheromones was the smell he was talking about, not the scent of the perfume she wears. He was talking about her.
Nah, man.
But no, Lamar, no, that is really genius though, because
genius.
I did think at one point before it's revealed that when she goes to the bank and she sees the twin come out of the bank with the guy. Up until that point, I was like, she's got a split personality, like she that's what I thought too. But once we saw both of them, I was like, oh no, like they're legit twins.
No, you just got to think about everything that was happening. That's why they did it perfect. Okay, so even think back to when she cut her face, right? When she cut her face, it would be like, fuck, if she got a scar, she doesn't. But what happens the next scene?
The twin cut her face too.
Yes, it's genius. It is genius. She cuts her face the exact same way, so they have the exact same scar. Think about what her dad said. Can you bring? Remember, her dad was like, "I want to have dinner as a family." Her dad literally said, "I want to have dinner as a family, all of us." He said, "Can you convince your sister to come? I want to have dinner as a family, all of us." Then when they go to the dinner scene, who's there?
The dinner, which dinner scene?
When it's just him and his two daughters.
No, he said he wanted them there for the birthday party, not for dinner.
He said for
Birthday
dinner.
party. For the
Go back
birthday
and watch
party.
it.
For their birthday.
You go back and watch it. He said for dinner.
For their birthday.
And then let's talk about the birthday when they got a cake with a picture on it.
And it was
Who's
just
in the
one.
picture?
No, damn it. I had another point. Damn it, I forgot. Yeah, it was just the one twin on the cake. I forgot.
Yes, because she's not a twin.
Damn it, I totally forgot what I was gonna say, but no, that is and that's what's genius about that show, because it just ends and you could have that theory. Or is it
Right. It's just genius how they did. Okay, so even in the beginning when she shows up, the sister's supposed to be missing, right? But everybody's reaction is kind of looking at her weird, and then she runs upstairs to the daughter, and the daughter's like, "Mommy," and she's like, "No, it's auntie, whatever." And the daughter kind of looks like, "Fuck, like
Well,
you're doing this
you
again."
really think
But
that
they-
they would have the kid go along with that?
Yes, but look, this is why I said it was genius, because then the daughter hears something outside and she jumps up and she's like, "Oh my god, maybe that's her." So she runs out there. The whole time they're not looking for the sister; they're looking for a fucking horse. They're looking for the horse that she stole that they revealed later on. The shit is genius. It's genius.
You say okay. So what I'm getting at, it seems like you're saying they're sisters, two different characters, right? Is that what you're saying?
They're played by the same person though.
But are they okay? But there's two different. They're twins, right?
There's twins, yeah, a set of twins.
Are they ever in the same room together?
Yes.
Yes.
But sharing the same screen. Okay, so
Yes.
So it seems, and there's other people around.
Yes.
People around.
That's
them, right?
why the split personality theory it's smart, but it's questionable because there's so many things that's like that happen in the
written-
show.
But like to me, you would have to go back. You remember Fight Club, right? You know how like they're supposed to be the same people.
Mhm.
So you have to go by the smart about
Fight
this
Club.
about that is that it's only them sharing the same screen time when it's dialogue, but any other time it's like showing him with other people, but the other person's in the background.
And
They're not
Josh, no,
interacting with other people together.
but you know what, Josh, and I'm glad you brought that up. Remember Fight Club? They had the scene in the kitchen when the girl comes down
Yeah.
and she's talking to him in the kitchen. When you don't know it's a split personality,
Mhm.
she's kind of looking at him like, "Why are you talking like that?" But then Brad Pitt comes in,
Uh-huh.
so it's like it's the same effect.
Yeah,
It's the same effect.
What you mean is when he's doing his business with her in bed,
Mhm.
he opens the door. Edward Norton comes up, says something. He's like, "You want to finish her?" And she's all like, "Who you talking to?" So,
But that, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying afterwards when she comes downstairs, she's like, he's in the kitchen already. Edward Norton's in the kitchen already, and she's talking to him. And the way he responds, she calls him an asshole. But Brad Pitt walks in next, so you think it's two different people.
I remember that.
he comes in at the same time. I don't remember that. I just remember.
It was like the next
She-
morning.
Yeah, the next morning.
Yeah, like she was confused towards like, you know, 1 minute you're telling me
Yeah.
this, 1 minute you're just
Mhm.
thinking that he's probably just being an asshole to her. But the only time they're all in like technically the same scene or room together
Mm-hmm.
is when he's opening the door.
Mm-hmm.
If he's who you talking to, pretty much, you know, he's talking to himself, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but the audience doesn't know that. So it's I think that is like a brilliant way to like have that twist of having the same personality.
But this is why this. Let me tell you why this show is so much more genius, because the premise of the show is every year these girls switch places.
Mhm.
Every year they swap lives. So it's like now you're with this husband and I go back to that husband.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show, but I kind of want to check it out now that you talk about that. It seems that to me, if they're not in the same like in a even in a public place together, talking to each other and interacting with different people, you know, if they're both talking the same way, you know, talking to the same people, you know what I mean? Like now one person is talking and the other person talks one, you know, at a turn. then I could see that being like the same personality. If that's
Even
what they were
you know
trying
what's
to do.
funny? You know what's funny? Even with you explaining it from not seeing it, I'm looking at Tasha like, "Fuck, is there a part where they?" do that?
No, I'm really thinking because I was like the scene with the birthday party when the girl with the braid shows up when she gets there
Mhm.
and she goes outside and she sees her husband talking to her
Mhm.
sister. The
Mhm.
sister's not talking. She's just
Exactly.
sitting there.
Yes.
So and then so yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, it is
yeah,
it
might
is
be a
smart.
split personality. What
But,
I'm
but
hearing.
what helped was when Josh brought up Fight Club is what helped because I was like,
No,
I didn't
yeah.
think about
I
that.
never even thought back to
I didn't
that,
think
but
about that.
that's exactly what's
That's a
happening.
good, and it ends with him asking her, he was like, so which one are you? And she was like, I don't even know.
But you just said
But you
she
don't
has pheromones, so he can smell which one she is, right?
I still say your point is good, but I still don't fully buy that it's split personality. I'm just saying that there's points that make sense. Back up.
But he wrote in the
But
journal,
but he did
I
write
can
their smells are
smell.
different. Their smells are
hmm
different. I didn't, it wasn't perfume, it was their natural scents, which you cannot change.
Then how come he didn't know her scent?
He knew that they were both different. That's what he said. He said when one is here, they have this scent. When the other one's here, they have a different scent. That's how that's what triggered it. And he was like, they're different people. You
He
can't
was
be
her
the same
psychiatrist.
person. You can't be the same person with two different natural scents.
They never explained why he's her psychiatrist, and then he's reading a book on split personalities.
Mm-hmm.
He's and then he kind of explains to her like how he's dealing with it. He's like, I knew about it, and then he's like, I'm here for you. I love you. The way they wrote this shit was so genius. That whole town knew about her split personality. That whole fucking town.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the cop lady is such an asshole to her, because she's just like, which one? Oh, which one are you? And then remember when she showed up at the mom's house, the other dude, the ex-boyfriend, and the mom opens the door like, hey, which one are you?
They're twins, but like I said,
that's the writing is genius.
But if you know somebody's got some kind of mental defect like a split personality, why would you be an asshole to them? Why would the cop be such an asshole if she knows this person's mentally
because over the years, because okay, remember the sister in the wheelchair was so mad when she was like, I didn't push you, so and so did. It's like she's pissed because she knows there's two personalities, so she can't be like, no, bitch, you actually pushed me. Remember she went off on her?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like every time something bad would happen, she would blame the other sister. That's why the cops like, fuck, because we can't really book you if you're crazy. And then remember she pulled the shit when she's interrogating her. She does it. She's like, she does the ponytail shit and changes her voice. And the cop is looking like, this bitch. And then she's just like, we got to let her go. The shit is genius.
There's certain things where I'm like, it makes sense, and there's other things where I'm like, I don't know.
I think this should have been the main topic.
Yeah, no, that was good.
A separate video, Tasha.
That was good. So if you want to check it out, Josh, and just see based on what we've said from it, you can take that and be like, kind of decipher it yourself.
Because they have a lot of moments where you like, what the fuck? Like they got when she said the bank scene, that got me for a minute. But then when she walks in the bank, the lady's like, "Oh, back so soon?"
Because they're twins.
But she's calm.
Identical twins.
The lady in the bank is calm. They came running out of the bank.
If they're not going to the bank one by together, I'm just what's the reason for them not doing stuff together if they're twins? That's what I'm saying.
It's the storyline. So one twin, one twin leaves home. She steals a horse. It's like they got a long ass story tied in, but then they fuck up the story when they say this twin switched with this twin. That already fucks with your mind, and then you're watching the interactions with everybody. They just, and then throughout it. So I'm focused on the split personalities. Jada's talking about when they switched. Like, nah, the switch happened here, but then she was her, and then she switched back to her. So it's like there's so much shit going on.
And I'm sure they're like, okay, which one is she at this point? When did she switch? Like I was kind of jaded too. That's what was bugging me for a while because I was like, I'm too focused on trying to figure out who was who, because there was every year they switched.
Yeah.
Like, start who is who, and so it took me a while to do that. But then it finally gets kind of, you know, what do you call it? Explained or revealed where they're at that point. But yeah, like I said, it is genius.
It's
I'm
fucking
not fully
What-
sold on it, but it is genius for sure.
What's it called? What's it called again?
Echoes.
That goes Netflix.
Yeah, and it's like 7 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's short, but